A few weeks ago, I went to the Cobb Resource Fair and it was so wonderful. I got to meet some amazing people and I met a mother and son writing team. They are published authors. He is on the spectrum and they're just quite a lovely family. Please welcome to the show authors Jo and Joseph Dodd. Hi guys, how you doing?
We're doing good, thank you.
Hi Gina.
It was so nice to meet you at the Cobb Resource Fair and to find out that you guys are both very accomplished authors. Jo, why don't you tell me a little bit about your family's history, your story?
Yeah, I'd love to. Thank you. So just briefly, it all started in 2020 when everything shut down and I got furloughed from a corporate job. And I'd always wanted to write. So I decided, well, now I actually have time. So I started writing children's books. And this amazing guy, I started writing with him as well. So I produced one children's book by myself. And then Joseph had come up with a phrase that I just loved, which we'll talk about in a minute. And that became a children's book. And from there, we decided that we love writing together. So I've self-published 7 books, I think, in the past 5 years.
Wow. Wow.
2 of them have been with Joseph, and we've got one more coming out soon. So.
And so, Joseph, tell me, was this your first book, We All Like Different Things?
Yes, it was.
And how old were you when you wrote this?
9, I believe.
You were 9 years old?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let me just tell you, it is truly delightful. And I wish that Lyric had this book when he was a little bit younger, which you and Lyric are about the same age anyway. But it's such a lovely book. And we all do like different things. So then that led you to go on and write this book, which is The Secret Adventures of Boomer and Rang. Is this about you and your brother?
Yes. We modeled it after our entire family.
I really enjoyed this. I mean, you're very accomplished. I bet you get good grades in lit and English, don't you?
Yes, I do.
What made you write this book? Why did you feel like you wanted to write this book?
Oof. I'm not really sure now.
You don't know?
No.
I can say, I think one of the things we discovered when we were writing together, because to answer your question, so English lit and reading, and that was always something that was really hard for Joseph to actually do, in the traditional way, let's say. But what we found is Joseph has an incredible imagination. And, as we know, kids on the spectrum, your mind just works slightly differently. And that's awesome, right? And so I was able to do this together to get the stories out of him versus having to sit and physically write something. We just have this, where we have these ideas and Joseph's like, oh, what if this happens next? And what if that happens next? And so that's how we write the stories together.
The mother and son duo. Now, who are you? Are you Boomer or are you Rang?
Rang.
And now, Jo, you wrote another book, though, with your other son, Ethan.
Mm-hmm. Take That Fear.
So
yes.
This one is truly delightful, too. I think all parents with kids, with toddlers, between We All Like Different Things from you, Joseph, and then this one, Take That Fear. These are great books. Great, picture books as well as short stories. I love that.
Thank you. Yeah, I think we just, we've based everything on our family and the experiences we have. And we know that translates to many other families as well. And so I just, I've always worked in learning in some kind of way, learning and development with the corporate job that I have. And I just wanted to somehow bring that into a children's book series and however that works. But yeah, Take That Fear is just helping, honestly, adults as well. It's stuff that I've dealt with, learning that you don't have to say you're not scared. In fact, say that you're scared. Let's lean into that. Let's learn how to experience courage and fear together. So that's what that book's all about. But yeah, it's been great to do things with both boys. I've got 4, but with the 2 younger ones for sure.
Well, this is terrific. I love this mother-son writing team, Jo and Joseph Dodd. When we get back, we're going to find out what Joseph's working on here in the near future. Stay with me.
Dodd's Tree Service is awesome.
Love John's Tree Service. They've come out for a giant oak tree removal, another for some debris removal.
One thing I really appreciated about Don's Tree Service, they come, they take those trees down, and they take everything away.
For a free estimate, call Don's Tree Service, 770-413-TREE, or find them online at donstree.com.
Welcome back to Life with the Spectrum. I'm your host, Gina Cavalli. With me today, Jo and Joseph Dodd, both extremely talented authors. I have so many books here, and I've read them all. So, Jo, tell me about Tilly Toad's Heavy Load. I really liked this book, and I really think for 3 and 4 year olds, just going to preschool, being a little nervous about going to kindergarten, kind of having to, take off that Band-Aid for parents that, you're letting your kids go away. Like, how did you, what made you, what was your inspiration for this?
Yeah, honestly, that was the first book that I wrote, and it honestly came to me in a dream. It was just, I had this dream about this little toad. Actually, it was a mouse to start with. It was a mouse that I dreamt of, but when I wrote the story, a toad worked better. So yeah, Tilly Toad. And it was just about having a new experience and feeling different. And I think that's the theme in all of our books. Our family, we all like different things, and That's A-OK With Me is based on our family, and we're a diverse family. And so Tilly Toad is about, he's a toad that's different. He looks different to the other frogs and toads. And so I just wanted to do something that represented our family, and I'm sure other families, to help kids understand that let's celebrate these differences and help empower each other to feel confident about the differences that we have.
Joseph, are you going to write a sequel to Boomerang?
Yes, we are.
Are you writing that currently?
Yes.
Can you give me a little snippet about what it's going to be about, what adventures are going to take place?
Sorry, but no.
Oh, Jay.
I would love to say that for the book.
What's funny is when I started reading The Secret Adventures of Boomerang, I immediately thought of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure because they go through the time machine. And I was like, I just love this. Had you ever seen Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure before you wrote this book?
I'm just realizing, Gina, that's a fail. We'll have to go back and watch that.
Even better. I really did appreciate this. Now, Jo, in your own right, you're a very accomplished author with all different kinds of books. This book, every mom, I think, we all resonate. Dear Mama Bear with the effed up hair. I love it. I love these little poems in here and how everything was so relatable for me and in my own journey as a mom, right?
Yeah.
So when you see it come like this and it's funny and engaging and enlightening, you're like, I could give this to all of my girlfriends as like presents.
Yeah. That was honestly, I'd written these picture books for children, and I suddenly was like, what about us as mums? I need a picture book. I need to get tucked into bed. What is it for me? And so that's, again, it was more of the poems just came to me. And it was more of a sort of a love letter to mums that we're all in this together. And, we have, throughout the book, there are highs and lows. So it's based on my journey of, quite frankly, dealing with depression at times and then also coming through that and realizing that, we don't have to be perfect and we'll just make it through the best way that you can by asking for help and all of those things. So, yeah, so that's what it's based on. It's a love letter to mums, basically.
And now that we're past our 40s and aging, we know what's right around the corner. And you wrote one for that too, which I love that. Dear Menopause.
Yes. Bit naughty, a bit rude, but real life, right?
But it's so true. And you know what? And like I said, when I read the mom book and then I read this, I was like, I could give these to about a half a dozen girlfriends right now and they would all appreciate it and all get it and these are lovely. Where do you get your books? Do you buy them on Amazon? Is there a website?
Yes, I have a website, but it links to Amazon, so you can buy them on Amazon. I'm also working to get them into bookshops as well and local shops. So you could potentially ask, actually for Joseph's book as well, when we went to New York, we had them in a Barnes and Noble on Fifth Avenue.
What?
Yeah, so you can go into a Barnes & Noble and you could say, I know an author called Joseph Dodd, can you look up his books? And they'd be able to look it up in the system and order a book for you. So it's pretty cool.
Joseph, I want to leave and let you leave out with, you're so poignant at 14 years old on the spectrum, being an author. What does it mean for you to be able to pick up pen to paper or sit at a computer and use your imagination and write? Do you feel a little less judged? Do you feel a little like, how does it make you feel? Because, being on the spectrum is a battle in and of itself. And then you're taking all of this great creative mindset and putting it and coming up with award-winning books. These are great books.
Thank you.
How do you feel?
It makes me feel really good.
Pretty proud.
Yes.
Yeah. I think at the moment when we went to New York and we had Joseph was on a billboard. So to have that moment where he was on the billboard, I think that, did you maybe realize like quite how significant it was?
I guess.
Like what you've been able to do. Yeah.
Yes.
I think he's so humble, like, so like, oh, it's cool.
Well, your contribution has started since you're 9 years old. And I can only imagine, I mean, Mom, we could have the next, like, Stephen King. We could have the next, I mean, you could have, I don't know if you're going to go the sci-fi route, right? Or whatever, right? But I mean, being an author, it's not for the faint of heart. Not everybody can do it. And you've already got a leg up on all kinds of people, Joseph.
I can see the cogs starting.
And you're only 14.
Quickly about the what's the next thing for Boomerang Rang? Like, we've got more stories, but what's another idea that you have for Boomerang Rang?
It's actually where I'm going to high school. I'm going to the Cobb Innovation and Technology Academy, CETA for short, and they have different pathways there. So one of the pathways that they have, and I chose, is game design.
Okay. I
thought I'd make a Boomerang video game.
That would be so awesome. And then you would have books in conjunction with games. You know what, Joseph? Sky is the limit to you. And this is what I always say. There's abilities within the disabilities, and you get it at 14. Really, you're paving the road. What you don't know, honey, is you're paving the road for little generations to come. And you've already started, and you're not even quite technically an adult yet. I love it.
I'm still a young teen.
You are. You're not even driving yet. And then you'll have to write a book about Boomer and Rang and their, wild adventures behind the wheel.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I appreciate you guys coming on the show, Jo and Joseph, and I can't wait to read the rest of your series of books. And again, you can get them where?
At Barnes & Nobles.
And on Amazon.
Amazon.com. Thank you so much, guys, for being on the show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
I have to fan them out. There's so many books by Jo and Joseph Dodd. What I love is Joseph is a self-advocate, and he may not even know it yet. He's writing books. He's paving the way for a bigger, brighter future for all people on the spectrum. And that makes you feel good, right? And his mother, Jo, is doing a great job and putting out fun books for us adults to read, like the Mama Bear with the effed up hair and the Dear Menopause. You have to get these books. They make great gifts for your girlfriends, right? I can't wait to feel and hear what's happening to the Secret Adventures of Boomer and Rang. He's working on that sequel. Maybe we'll have to bring Joseph back on the show when he gets that book published. In the meantime, you can find all of these wonderful books on Amazon and on the website, which is linked down below. Thank you again so much for tuning into Life with the Spectrum. Like, comment, share. Most of all, subscribe to the show. Grab it as a podcast wherever you grab your podcasts. And until next time, we live life with the Spectrum. See ya.
Bye.